Hello and welcome back to another breaking news update. My name is Jimmy Boyd and you are watching Boyd News. I want to thank you so much for tuning in today because I've got major breaking news coming out just right now. This is really bad, ladies and gentlemen. We have 3 U.S. troops that were killed inside of Jordan just a few minutes ago, and we have at least a minimum of 25 more U.S. service members who have been wounded. There was a drone attack inside of Jordan. It looks like it was in the city of Amman, and I guess we have a U.S. military base there inside of Jordan that was hit by a massive drone that landed inside the base. And yes, it has killed 3 U.S. troops and wounded at least 25 more. Okay, this is major, major escalation. And I want to warn you right now, is this the beginning? Is this where the US finally gets involved here and we declare war? Because I've been waiting for this moment. I didn't want it to happen, but I knew it was going to come eventually, and I've been telling you, I've been warning you all that there was going to be a catalyst that would come in, break the camel's back, and we would have a fuse lit, and the explosion would occur, and then we would go to war. Is this going to be the moment where this happens? Because this is the first time since October 7th when Israel got attacked, and then we moved those carriers into the Red Sea and started protecting commercial shipping and doing all that. This is the first time we actually had some U.S. troops that have been killed, confirmed killed. We've had injured troops, but none have been confirmed to be killed. These troops have been killed. So this is the first time this has happened, and we got Biden coming out and saying he will hold all those responsible to account at a time and in a matter of our choosing. This is a big deal. Apparently, the it's an Iranian-backed group that is behind this, that had launched the drone towards these troops inside this Jordanian base. So I've got an article that I want to go over here. I want to show you all this. This is very, very dangerous what's going on here, and this was really just a matter of time before this was going to happen. And now that we've got some U.S. troops that have actually been killed, there's a high possibility here that we're going to see massive escalation from the United States. They're most likely going to respond here in the next few hours, the next 24 hours, and they're going to be launching some airstrikes. But are we going to see a declaration of war against these Iranian-backed militias? Are we going to see a declaration of war against Iran? Because now we've actually got confirmed reports that we've got troops that have been killed. So let's go over this. 3 U.S. troops killed and many wounded in drone attack by Iran-backed militia in Jordan, U.S. says. 3 American troops were killed and many were wounded Sunday in a drone strike in northeast Jordan near the Syrian border. President Joe Biden said he blamed Iran-backed militias for the first U.S. fatalities after months of strikes by the groups against American forces across the Middle East amid the Israel-Hamas war. With an increasing the risk of military escalation in the region, U.S. officials were working to conclusively identify the precise group responsible for the attack, but they have assessed that one of several Iranian-backed groups were behind it. So they don't know exactly which one it was yet, but they're pretty certain it was an Iranian-backed group. Biden said the United States will hold all those responsible to account at a time and in a matter of our choosing. Okay, so there will be a response from this, 100%. We will respond. It's just, what will the response be? Will it be a weak response, which we have been seeing a lot from the Biden administration? Will this just be a few airstrikes again? I don't think so. I think we're going to go after these Iranian-backed militias heavily this time. We could see more massive strikes in Yemen, but most likely we're going to be seeing some attacks up here in either Syria or Iraq, somewhere in that area next to Jordan, to attack back and retaliate for these troops being killed. But again, what I'm worried about is us declaring war on Iran, because Iran is also right around the corner from having nuclear weapons, or could they have them already? So will this be the catalyst that I've been talking about? We'll have to see. According to a U.S. official, at least 25 U.S. service members were wounded, but that number may grow, so it could be a lot larger than 25 here in just the next few hours. The official who spoke on condition of anonymity to discuss details not made to the public said a large drone struck the base, which is in Jordan, right on the Syrian border. It is used largely by troops involved in the advise and assist mission for Jordanian forces. The small installation includes U.S. engineering, aviation, logistics, and security troops. Jordanian state television quoted Muhannad Mubadin, a government spokesman, as insisting the attack happened outside of the kingdom across the border of Syria. U.S. officials insisted that the attack took place inside of Jordan. So he's claiming that this gentleman, Mohamed Mubaidin, the government spokesman of Jordan, is claiming the attack happened somewhere up here inside of Syria, but the U.S. is claiming the attack was here in Amman. So it's like the northern area of Jordan here, just near the border of Syria. All right. So U.S. troops long have used Jordan, a kingdom bordering Iraq, Israel, and the Palestinian territory, the West Bank, Saudi Arabia, and Syria as a basing point. U.S. Central Command said 25 service members were injured in the attack, in addition to 3 killed. Some 3,000 troops, American troops, typically are stationed in Jordan. So there you go. That's where the attack was, right here. Apparently, according to the U.S., was right there in Amman. All right, so continuing on, 2 U.S. officials said the attack occurred at the base in northeastern Jordan, known as Tower 22. Previously released U.S. military photos in 2018 identified troops working at the base as supporting special operations forces in the area, likely across the border into Syria. The U.S. military base at Al Tanf in Syria is just some 20 kilometers, which is 12 miles north of Tower 22. The installation provide a critical logistical hub for U.S. forces in Syria, including those at Al Tanf, which is near the intersection of the Iraq, Syria, and Jordan borders. Since Israel's war on Hamas and the Gaza Strip began, U.S. troops in Iraq and Syria have faced drone and missile attacks on their bases. The attack on Jordan marks the first targeting American troops in Jordan during the war, and the first to result in the loss of American lives. So yes, this is the first time we have confirmed American lives that have been lost due to these Iranian-backed militias in the Middle East. Other attacks have left troops seriously injured, including with traumatic brain injuries. The U.S. in recent months has struck targets in Iraq, Syria, and Yemen to respond to attacks on American forces in the region and to deter Iranian-backed Houthi rebels from continuing to threaten commercial shipping in the Red Sea. So Biden, who was in Columbia, South Carolina on Sunday, was briefed by Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin, National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan, and Principal Deputy National Security Advisor John Feiner. White House Press Secretary Karine Jean-Pierre said he was expected to meet again with his national security team on later Sunday. The president called it despicable and wholly unjust attack, and said the service members were risking their own safety for the safety of their fellow Americans and our allies and partners with whom we stand in the fight against terrorism. It is a fight we will not cease. Syria is still in the midst of civil war and long has been a launch pad for Iranian-backed forces there, including the Lebanese militia Hezbollah. Iraq has multiple Iranian-backed Shiite militias operating there as well. Jordan, a staunch Western ally and a crucial power in Jerusalem for its oversight of holy sites there, is suspected of launching airstrikes in Syria to disrupt drug smugglers, including one that killed 9 people earlier this month. An umbrella group for Iran-backed factions known as the Islamic Resistance in Iraq earlier claimed launching explosive drone attacks targeting 3 areas in Syria, as well as one inside of occupied Palestine. The group has claimed responsibility for dozens of attacks against bases housing U.S. troops in Iraq and Syria since the Israel-Hamas war began. So here we go. So again, to recap here, 3 troops have been killed. 3 U.S. troops, have been killed, along with 25 plus others have been wounded. Okay, this is a really big deal. And again, I've been telling all of you, there's going to be a major catalyst here at some point that's going to kick off this war, and we're going to get involved in the Middle East. It's just been a matter of time. Okay, we had reports of warships under attack. We've had multiple bases in Iraq and Syria, as this article stated, that were hit by drones and missiles by, Iranian-backed militias, and it was a matter of time before we had some U.S. troops that were going to be killed. And I'm really surprised we got this far, but up until now, we haven't had any U.S. troops killed. So, is this going to be the moment that Biden declares war on these Iranian-backed militias and potentially even Iran? Because we know that Iran is funding these groups, right? They're funding, Hezbollah, Hamas, the Yemen Houthis, and then these other smaller Iranian-backed militias that are in Iraq and Syria and places like that. So, what are we going to see here? What kind of a response are we going to see? Please comment below. Let me know your thoughts. This is breaking news coming out just right now, so we don't have a lot of other information other than what's just coming out. This literally just came out in the last like 30 minutes. So, as more information comes out, I will continue to cover this, and I will closely follow this story, because like I've been telling all of you, I've been warning everybody that there's going to be a catalyst that's going to come in and ignite this war, and it's going to be a massive war here in the Middle East. So is that about to happen? All at a time where we've got Ukraine over here on the verge of potential collapse and losing this war. This could get really bad out of nowhere, people. So please take care of yourselves, take care of your families, and watch out for this. Just be very careful. Be careful when you go out in public as well, because anything can happen. There could be some sort of activation of sleeper cells in this country, and this could be the moment where things just really spiral out of control. So watch out if you're in the United States or in Europe or really just anywhere. Watch your back and just be prepared for anything, because we could see a declaration of war here at some point soon. So that's the latest I have for you. Again, I'll keep an eye on this story, and if anything else comes out, I will update you immediately. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoy this content, like the video, subscribe to the channel if you enjoy my content. Hit the notification bell. YouTube will notify you. Really appreciate you being here. I'll see you guys all in the next video. I'll update you very soon. Thank you so much. Take care, and God bless.